I can't believe I just did that. Hello all, my name is Cass. This is Personality Hire. Let's work from home today. Obviously, we're in a little bit of a different setting than normal, but you can work from home wherever your Wi-Fi reaches, so why not enjoy the great outdoors? Granted, I did start recording this about an hour ago when the sun was still bright and shining and it was golden hour. And then I looked down and realized my microphone died, and I have no audio for the last half hour of footage I recorded, so we're starting from square one. But all things are not lost. It is literally so okay. It's so okay. Because we're going to start off strong looking at the weather. Obviously, it had to have been a good day if I'm recording outside. It was a high of 77 today. Sorry, I couldn't tell what that was. It was a high of 77 today. It was beautiful and warm and toasty out. It was actually a little bit too toasty. I was at work and I was sweating pretty bad, but I was also okay with that. I am feeling the whimsy come back into my body with how nice this weather has been, and I am not going to sit here and complain about it. I am, however, at the point where my classes are getting so overloaded that in reality I shouldn't be spending as much time outside as I am. I should be locking in, and I have been trying to do truly as much homework as possible outside. A bug flew in my eyeball not long ago, so just if you see me like itching out my eye, it's just me out of concern thinking that this fly is gonna like go into my brain and do something up here. But anyway, beautiful day out. Weather has been getting better and better, and it has been doing such wonders for my mood. But all right, not to delay any longer, I want to get into our media per week. It is one that I've been counting down for all summer to come out. I have been eagerly awaiting anything coming out from this artist again. I want to go to her tour more than anything right now. But that is going to be Miss Audrey Hobart with Who is the Clown Now? This is an album that I have fallen in love with entirely. It came out at such an incredible point for me, and I just clung on to it so quickly, and I'm very excited to be spending some time and talking to you about it and getting on my soapbox over it. I also apologize for the fleeting sunlight. I'm going to try and get through everything I have to say, but it just feels so nice out that I want to still enjoy a little bit of the outside and have a little bit of a new setting for at least one episode. I also went on the record when I prep for these episodes, because I do like pages and pages of prep for this, because I am very passionate about the topics that I pick. I fully write these out like diary entries. Like I tried to write everything on my computer and look at it that way, and it just was not working the same. I could not get my thoughts out in the way I do. So it is full on pages and pages of diary entries, because that's the way that I want this to come across, in that I'm speaking to you as I speak to myself and showing you this media in the way that I see it and that I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm really getting off topic right now. But one more thing before I start diving into the album too. I love this series. I love this channel. I am growing so passionate for it. However, I have found it to be a lot easier to focus in on these album reviews as of late, just because it is I'm a senior in college. I am at the end of my rope right now. I work 2 jobs. Sitting down and watching a movie or a TV show or reading a book is a luxury I don't really have right now, but music is very constant for me, and it's something that it's much easier to fit in my schedule to dive into. So for the next couple of episodes, probably gonna be more or less album based. However, I am very excited to keep up with this out of school, and at that point, when I have the luxury of my own time back, I will be focusing in on some bigger medias and being able to dive in a little bit deeper and heavier into some topics. But I just wanted to give that little preface. I appreciate anyone who's been here with me on this journey, and I'm really excited to keep this little project going and turn this into a project for myself out of my passion for art and my passion for performance and expression. But yeah, I'm gonna get off my soapbox and let's get back to looking at Who's the Clown Now. So the album starts off very strong, jumpy and bumpy with I Like to Touch People. My favorite thing about Audrey, and I'm going to keep coming back to it, is that she is without shame a weird girl. She's weird, she's funky, she is quirky and whimsical, and I feel very seen by her because there is not enough whimsy left in this world, and she single-handedly is helping put whimsy back in the market, and I feel so seen by her. and I feel appreciated by her. So I Like to Touch People. It is a weird song and it's meant to be weird. It is meant to be off putting. She wants to seem off and weird by this song. And I love her for it. Like, it's just, she sets off a great tone for this whole album to be like, I'm jumping around my room, I'm in my PJs, I'm using my hairbrush as a microphone, and I'm having fun with me, myself, and I, because that is who matters to me. Me, myself, and I. It is my perception and my perception only that matters about myself. So I Like to Touch People is meant to be off-putting. It's almost like a deterrent. Like, if you don't mess with this, you're not gonna mess with me. So there. So then moving on to Sumi. Sumi is where I discovered her off TikTok. And I remember seeing her get a lot of hate actually from the song. Not, I guess, not even from the song, but from who she is, because she is a Nepo baby, low key. Her dad's a big TV show producer. Her brother's Malcolm Todd. Like, they, she's had a lot of brought success into her life or success around her. But I don't think she gained her popularity from being a Nepo baby. I think she gained her popularity from being a girl's girl and from being for a niche audience. And I needed her for that. Sumi came out, and I had been counting down the clock until this album came out. And when the second album came out, I think it came out August 14th, because for some reason, that's like clicking in my head. But anyway, she so gets it. And the music video was such a matching energy to this song, because that's how I feel. The visuals in that song is how I feel when I listen to this album. I am walking around downtown, I'm walking between classes, I have my headphones on, and I am in all these little weird rooms. I am messing around with all the people around me, like in my own point of view, in my own head, and I'm having fun about it. Like, I do not care what any of y'all think. And she gives the same vibe dancing in this music video as she does at her concerts. It's that she does not care who's watching, whether she knows that there's hundreds, thousands of people there paying to see her watch to jump and dance, or if she's just existing in her day-to-day life. She does not care. And that's like, who is the clown? Because I don't care like what you think of me. That's the energy that I want to walk forward in my life with, being like, I do not care what you think of me left or right. Like, I'm weird and that's okay. Then we go into Sex and the City. Sex and the City is some of like the funniest, some of my most favorite lyrics in this song, because she has like the whole verse about like, yeah, I went home with this guy, or he called me to come over, and like he made a hot pocket, but I told him I wanted one, and then he kind of forgot that I was there and didn't make me one, and like he also doesn't have a headboard, and this place is also kind of a horrifying disaster. But like, he's an artist, so it's okay. I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand it. Like, she summed up the experience of hanging out with a performative male, and it's a pretty niche experience that I don't think anyone else should have to experience in their life. Like, she's just being like, she's being so upfront. She's like, I am not anyone special. There is not some magical plot line that is going to come and save me. I am not writing a column. I don't own Manolos. I don't live in a landscape New York City apartment. I live by myself. I wear Converse, and I work at a coffee shop. Like, I do not experience the same amount of whimsy and blissfulness that Carrie can experience in Sex and the City. I need to be realistic. I need to remind myself that life isn't all sunshine and rainbows and perfect, but also I gotta make it what it is. I gotta find whimsy in the places that I can. All I am is a teen girl in her 20s, and that is okay, and I will get through. Moving on. Shooting Star. Shooting Star starts off with like, it's the song of trying to use all your energy in defending this character, this person who is not going to be worth it, who is not going to be worth the energy you were putting into them. And it's specifically like defending it to your friends, and you know how much your friends care about you, and you know that this energy is going to be useless. You are going to end up bored. There's not going to be anyone knocking at the door for you. There's not going to be anyone coming. This is not going to be a unique special opportunity that you need to savor and keep 100%. At the end of the day, a man's just going to be a man. An experience is going to be an experience. But at the same time, energy put is not energy wasted, but it's not going to be the outcome you're idealizing. That's what Shooting Star is to me. Going forward, Wet Hair is at like, I'm twirly, I'm hanging out by myself, I'm enjoying my own company, but maybe I should get up and go out. Maybe I should go to the function. Just like it's the trying to keep yourself going and running through life and running through these motions, just trying to find and grasp onto a sense of normalcy. And you know that you might not find it, but at this point, you're clean, your hair's washed, you're gonna get dressed, you show up to the function trying to get something out of it. There's no shame in just going through the motions like that and being stuck in your own head and clocking in out of reality. But it's also like going through the motions like that, knowing that you're gonna get out of it somewhere. You're going to find a shift between it. I don't know. Wet Hair is like just a funky, fun song. And that's also the thing I want to highlight with Audrey is that she sees things in the way that I see things in my head, or at least like expresses them that way, that you are seeing things in a different point of view than is reality. Obviously, you are always going to be the main character in your own head, but I'm also not taking her seriously in like the way that she's a little bit like narcissistic or egotistical in these songs, because that is how everyone sees the world in their head sometimes. Like that is how we all see it, whether we want to admit it or not pridefully. Moving on to Drive. Drive is you're distracting yourself from reality. You are trying to focus on anything else other than what's stressing you out, anything other than reality. You're jumping from going on dates, you're keeping yourself busy, you're literally just putting it in drive and chugging yourself along and continuing the move, because the second you stop the ball rolling, it is going to be so much harder to get the ball rolling up the hill. That is a feeling that I identify with so much right now in the way that I'm so burnt out with school. But what else am I gonna do? I need to keep moving. I can rest when I'm dead. Okay, then going into Thirst Trap. Thirst Trap is that feeling of like trying to impress somebody by not acting like yourself, by trying to put on this show or trying to not even change to something that they said you need to do or that you need to be perceived by, but thinking that this is going to make the perception of you so much better. And like, you don't feel good, you don't feel pretty, you don't feel sexy because you're not being yourself. And it is something that you need to just experience and you come into in your own time, in your own feelings, that you need. The only way you're going to feel 100%, you're going to feel natural and wonderful, is by being yourself. But it is not always the easiest thing to do comfortably or to learn to do comfortably. Moving on to Bowling Alley. Bowling Alley also has just a super funny, fun, funky video. Um, but it's like it starts off like you're comfy in your own company, you're at home, you're already in your PJs, you just got home from work, you don't really want to go out, but also you don't want to miss out, like hashtag FOMO. Maybe I do want to go out for a little bit, like maybe they do want me there. It's just like the back and forth of like, am I really that crucial to this situation? Am I really that crucial to this function, to this friend dynamic? Like to X, Y, and Z. Like, is anyone going to care if I'm there? Is anyone going to care if I'm not? And it ends up with like obviously she shows up to the party, she has fun, it's a whole bumpy beat. But it ties back again to that like egotistical thing that I was talking about earlier, in like the little like perspective you put on yourself and your own point of view. It's just, it's this daydreamy vibe that you're seeing it, that everyone cares about you, even though you know that's not always the reality. Going into Chateau. Chateau is just a fun, bumpy little song. It's like the people watching, you're at a function, but you don't really want to be at the function. It's something you don't want to be at, something you don't need to be at. The vibe just so isn't it. Why did I show up? Why was I invited? How did I end up here? But at the same time, you're gonna see it through, you're gonna keep trying to enjoy it. And if that means you're gonna sit there and people watch and judge and make up these ideas about everyone else around you, then that's what you're gonna do. That's how you're gonna make the situation fun for you. I just feel very seen by that. Okay, then jumping into my favorite song on the album, and that is Phoebe. Phoebe is this song of that's not favorite.
That's my favorite.
Phoebe is the song of having a comfort character or a comfort piece of media. And this is something that I feel so strongly in my soul, because I did not grow up with all that many friends. I was always very weird growing up. I was always very myself growing up. But it also, as a kid, is a very isolating experience when people just don't really care for that. It's hard to grow up that way and be self assured in that way, because it takes a long time for everyone else to come around. and it felt very isolating for me growing up. And I'm not trying to put on a sob story. I'm just saying that I had my books and I had my TV shows and I clung on to these characters and I felt so much more secure in being the nerd and being weird and being a little wonky because I saw all these characters that I looked up to so heavily acting the way that I did and acting the way that I wanted to. And in this, she's talking about the characters from Friends and Phoebe specifically, obviously, and just using that to find a sense to be self assured in yourself. And I feel like personally, I am finally at a point in my life where I love who I am. I love being weird. We need to bring back weird girls. We need to bring back whimsy. But I am so unapologetically myself. I am unapologetically weird. I am not ashamed of wanting to have fun and to have fun and to be fun to be around and to be unique. And it is sometimes just so comforting to have a character that shows that to you and who gives that back to you. Okay, then moving on to Silver Jubilee. Silver Jubilee is a song that sits so close in my heart right now because it's like depicting this like little girl's night and you need to shift your focus to your friends. And it's even like you're so tired, you really don't want to go out, but you know, sometimes you have to show up for a situation and show up for your friends and put in this energy. And I think it just hits so close to home and it feels so comforting right now because again, as I said earlier, in the last couple weeks of my senior year, I know that all my friends are at a point where we're packing up, we're heading home. I'm not gonna spend every day with them anymore. We're all gonna go start our adult lives and have these adult schedules. I don't want to get myself upset, so I'm not gonna let myself get upset over it actually. But we have a limited amount of time together in the way that we have until this point, and it's going to be a new normalcy and a new constant, and it is the pushing through this exhaustion that you have because you know where you need to put your values, not values, but like put this energy and this emotion, and that is into focusing on your girls because your girls are the people who are always going to be there. They are going to be the shoulder to cry on. They are going to be the person to call when you want to go out. They are going to be the person you call when you're driving home from work and you're bored. Oh, should I wear this outfit tonight? Like, what do you think of these shoes? Like, can we talk about this fight I had with my mom? Your girls are always going to be the number one constant you have. Your friends are always going to be your number one constant. And Silver Jubilee is about showing up and putting that energy into them. Last song is a song that I should have listened to a lot more and should have resonated with a lot harder. Finally, I do, obviously. But this is Don't Go Back to His Ass. This is like it's Audrey talking to her friend, and she's like, girl, there is no way that we went through this last week and we went through this the week before, and I know we're going to go through it next week, but there is no way that we're back here already. There's no way that you were going through these motions again because this is just a man that you are crying over right now. Like, we are going to laugh at this in the future, and I know that I will, I know that you will. In hindsight, this is going to be a hilarious memory, but right now you need to review every single shitty thing that you have put up with from this person, that you have let yourself put up with, that you have excused from this person. Just like, you are worth so much more than what this dirty dog man is doing to you. And yeah, sometimes you need it slapped into you silly to understand that. But at the end of the day, he's just a man.
He's just a man, Lorelai.
He is not enough for you, and you are way more than he has ever deserved. And then I just love the bridge because then it shifts from Audrey speaking to this friend to speaking to this dirty ass man. And hey, any man who's treated a woman like this, like, listen up. She is like, you are just a dumb boy. You fucked up. You do not deserve her. You have never deserved the opportunity you had to be with her. You do not get to keep going and hurting her. You missed up your opportunity to have her in your life. You missed up the opportunity to have that greatness in your life. You need to back up. Like, leave. Remove yourself from the situation. She is looking out for her girl, and that is what is important. And I love that you can feel that in there. Like, I appreciate the music that Audrey does, just because, like, I feel like me and her value our friends in a very similar way. We hold them close, and you treat them better than you would ever treat yourself. You take care of them better than you would ever take care of yourself, because that's what is important. Okay, I just love this album. I love this whole album. Anyway, now we're gonna move into, my favorite segment of the show, and that is gonna be our similar media. The first album I want to talk about is Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. Guts came out, I think it was fall of 2023, because the situations that I've been in when Who's to Calm Now and when Guts came out are very foiled situations for one another, and that's just in my personal life. They were just both were albums that I utilized very heavily in getting through what I was going through. They are the first of heartbreak. There's the friend breakups, there's the breakup, there's the first time you have to talk sense into your friends. They're depictions of just what it is like to be a teen girl in her 20s. I cannot wait for Olivia's new album. I heard rumors that it's coming out this month, and I'm very excited for it. Because this Who's the Clown Now held me over in the absence of Guts, in the absence of new media from Olivia, and now Olivia is going to do the favor back, and she's going to hold me over with this album until we hear anything new from Audrey. The next album I want to talk about is Blame My Ex by The Beaches. The Beaches is, again, another album, well, this album and just The Beaches in general are another artist, album, whatever, that I discovered at the same time as Guts, came full circle at the time that I was going through in my life. And it was an album that I loved immediately. It is just so much like these girls are hanging out in their garage having a little band. Because first of all, bring back garage bands, bring back that whole vibe, bring back the layering, bring back all of it. But I love that Blame My Ex is very much like, I'm done with romance and I'm focusing on me and my girls, and I'm focusing on everything that I am without you. I'm focusing on the better that I am without you, because that is an important lesson to focus on. Because now we're getting into what is, we know, my favorite segment, and that is our playlist for the week. Oh wait, also, y'all like my harmonica? It felt important to buy. It makes sense to me, and that's all that matters. Starting off strong with I'm Too Pretty for This by Claire. I'm so sorry, girl. Claire Rosencrantz. I really hope that I said that right. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. But it is the same vibe as The Beaches as well, but it's like the bumpy, I'm way too good for this situation. I'm a bigger woman than you'll ever be a man. Just that self-assured, getting your confidence back, getting yourself back in the game, that bumpy, fun song. Then I put on Murder on the Dance Floor, the Sophie Ellis Bextor version, the one from Saltburn, or the one popularized by Saltburn, because that is also a song that I put it on, and it's the same energy as listening to Sue Me, is that I put that song on, and all of a sudden I am dancing on every surface that I can find. I am jumping all over. I am having so much fun. Then we're moving on to So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings by Squirrel Flower. And I know that that's not the original version of this song, but I just like the droningness of this cover of it. It feels more reflective of like Don't Go Back to His Ass or of Thirst Trap. And it's like it's the in between. Maybe it's even like the friend that she's talking to in Don't Go Back to His Ass. But it is the like, it just feels like a mix of like Thirst Trap and Don't Go Back to His Ass, and like knowing that this isn't going to be a good situation for you and it's so not going to be worth it, but like maybe it is. The last two songs I'm just going to lump in with one another in talking about them, and that is going to be Drain Me by Toa Bird and Shatter by Maggie Rogers. Now, Maggie Rogers is another artist who can't do a thing wrong in my head. I adore her. I've seen her twice now live in concert. And Toa Bird is not someone that I'm all too familiar with, but I know Drain Me. I know that song for sure. They're in the same energies like Sue Me and Shooting Star, in that they don't stop you from moving. Like, you just need to get up and move and dance when you hear them. And that's something that I love. And Shatter is a song that is about like taking back who you are and having this motivation and having this drive that no one seems to understand. And they're just both such high energy songs. And I don't know, I feel like this was a playlist that came the easiest to me so far. Easier than Daisy Jones and easier than Role Model. Okay, but I think I have hit all the points that I wanted to hit this week. Again, I always want to hear recommendations. I always want to hear thoughts, criticism, anything from you guys. But yeah, that is all she wrote. I cannot wait to talk to you guys again next week. I can't wait to see what I pick, maybe what someone recommends to me. And yeah, thank you for all the support that I've been seeing for this show. But yeah, I think that we can clock out for the day. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.